Okay, are you ready? Is it going? Ta-da! Come look in here. I got this built finally this week. It took me a lot longer. I had problems.
It's look like a fireplace.
Yeah, except I've been watering it. I need to water it more. But see, look, I had to cut that. I made mistakes. It made it harder. Now I know better. It's funny, but the very first one I'm making is the very first one in this set, and the one that we come out to see. But if you look down there, you'll see how much of the wood I used. So right now, I'm gonna keep adding stuff, adding mulch, adding soil. You know, since it's kind of a garbage pile, it's hard to see that I use a bunch of scrap wood from there too. And that was the reason why I wanted to get this done right now, because I was cleaning up. And why am I gonna put stuff in one pile when I'm just gonna move it again? So I made the pile that I'm going to put the stuff in. And I need to make a couple more of those. But I have a plan for a whole row of these all along the center of our backyard. And I'm not even sure what I'm going to, I'm not even sure what I'm going to plant in there. But let me tell you a little bit about what it takes to make one of these. They're easy. You'll see it on the internet. But at my local Orange Home Depot supply cash, it takes, what did I figure it out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It takes 7 treated wood boards for this. And those are about $7.18. So that comes to about $50. And then it takes 2 of these. And those ones are $20 each, so that's $90. Add in all the screws, and you know, they cost money, and because we have to use good ones, not roofing screws. That's too good. Those are $60 for a thing, but the ones that are $30, and I'll be able to make probably 3 or 4 with a $30 bin of them. But we'll just say $10. These are basically $100 each. If you buy pre-made corrugated steel beds, they'll be this short and this wide and this long and about this wide for like $230. So I think this looks good, and I get a lot more, and I can make in any size I want. So I'm going to have one this big here. I'm going to have one this big there. I'm going to have, this is going to be kind of an entryway, so 2 2-foot long ones here, and these will cost about probably $50 for one that's like this wide. Entryway there. And then another entryway down there, and 2 more 6-foot long ones there. And that's the plan. I don't know how long that is going to take me, but I will just do it slow by slow. And the great thing about what I'm putting inside of it is I'm using yard scraps. I'm using organic stuff from my yard, and not just filling it up with a bunch of expensive dirt. It would cost about $200 to fill that up with, you know, garden bed stuff. And you don't need to. I'm going to put the grass you see on the ground there. I'm going to put the weeds in there that I'm weeding out. I'm going to put all the organic garbage in there, and in that one, and in that one. I'm kind of thinking about building about one a week. Except this next week, I have to get the roof on the chicken coop, which I have ready, but I had to get that place cleaned up, that corner cleaned up by the chicken coop so I could build that roof. But let's talk about using what you have in your yard. Huh? All right. Yes. I'm a big fan of composting, but there's one thing that I've learned. Oh my. I've learned that there's a wasp nest in here. I think it's dead. Yeesh. All right, why do I have this problem? This is a double-sided one, but I have this problem because when I had it out there, it was too far away from the door to be useful. We aren't going to go around there, especially in the wintertime. And so I'm going to move this by the chicken coop. I'm going to use the manure from the chickens. I'm going to use their bedding. I'm going to use the weeds I'm taking out of here and everything in here to fill these up. And even the weed trees. Most of what you see in there are these weed trees dried up. I'll free this tree up too, but this tree is more free than it has been. I measured this exactly. If you want things to look good, measure twice. It's like the third time I've measured this length of our yard, but I want it to look good in the end and not have a wonky, wiggly, like my garden beds are. Even though I measured them, if you look closely, they're not perfect. And I had a really hard time with this spot too. So that's why I'm raising it up to another reason. But you know, you do what you can. And even if you can't get it perfect, if you can get it close to square, level, it's gonna stay for a lot longer. Square and level. And one thing that's useful is I like to square it by the wall. Measure and square with my walls. Because they are a constant in this yard. That's not gonna change. Anyway. I'm using
exception.
Earthquake?
No, the guy who drove and knocked all of these trees in front of our yard.
Oh, well, that wasn't the wall. He knocked down the trees. But if he knocked down the wall, oh, they did knock down the wall, didn't he, a little bit? And they had to repair that.
Well,
South Jordan repaired it because this wall actually does belong to South Jordan, not us.
but that is also answer why we have trees there.
And no trees there. It gave us a view, and for which we are grateful. And we hope South Jordan lets us keep this view, even though there's a lot of cars. Anyway, what were you gonna say? What were you saying? Noise. Trees would soften the noise. That would be nice. You'll notice that I have been cutting down the trees and also putting them in these garden beds. So I'm going to do a similar thing here. One thing, this has been very frustrating for me because it's all coming so much slower. I've had that garden bed in my head for ever since I started working there and realizing I had to clean out that corner. And it's time to start the garden beds there. And so I'm just gonna do that really quick, right? Quick, hurry up, make a garden. No, that was hard and difficult. I had a lot to learn while I was doing it. But now that I've learned it, I feel like I could possibly make one in a whole day because I know all the problems and all the things that can happen. But it was hard. It was hard learning that. It was hard trying to get this done and that done and leveling and the wind blowing and blowing things around and very frustrating. I persevered though, and you know, even if you can't get done what you want in that day, just keep going. You're making progress. Progress, not perfection, and that's where my yard is at right now. Progress and not perfection. And I told myself I had to do this and I didn't get ready for it, but here's the inside of my house. My husband's making faces at me. More faces like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? I feel in some ways like it's where I started last year, but it's not. Last year at this time, I did my first video where I did a tour of the whole inside of my house. You can watch that video right there. And you know, when you look at my kitchen, it looks a lot like what it did before.
The video will be right there.
Okay. All right. And so I feel like it looks a lot like my house did last year at this time. And I did a tour of my house last year. You can watch that video right here. And a lot of me feels like, why? Nothing's happened, but so much has happened. And there's a big difference between what the mess is right now, even though it appears the same, and what it was last year. Before I show you the house, let's have a little look at the cute chickens, because they're always fun to see. You know, why do we have these chickens? And I actually moved this egg from the inside of the coop, and they had laid it right in the middle, right on somebody else's poop. That doesn't usually happen. If you have poop on your eggs, it means you're not keeping your coop, your nesting boxes clean. And you need to keep them clean in there. And don't let your other chickens roost in the nesting boxes, because they can't help it. They'll just poop if they're roosting, if they're sleeping in there. So they can't sleep in there. Thank you. So, this was in a weird place and it's not. I wonder if that is. So this is Tin Roof Sunday's little egg. And by the color of, I suspect this one is Tuesday. This one is Tuesday's eggs, especially since it was in an odd place. One of you said, name her Tuesday, so I'm naming her Tuesday. And you're very close to doing it too, aren't you? But not yet. Thank you, chickens. Now I just need to eat the eggs, and we haven't been eating them fast enough. We need egg recipes. Do you guys have good egg recipes? Happy chickens are a good moral source of protein. The biggest difference here is the density of this mess. And that's that it's actually, it's very easy to clean it up. Let me put my eggs down. I have too many eggs. Yes. And I need to give some away, that's one thing. But I'll be able to clean this up in like an hour while I'm watching a show. Whereas before this would have taken me 2 hours because I'd be scrubbing on things, but it's pretty easy. Oh, someone put that there, it's done. I might need to fuel myself up with this much Coke Zero. Vladimir brought this home. I went on a family reunion and I came home and there was a big gulp, this big. Yep. Oh, again, this is for the dogs. This isn't, so I can clean this up really fast. And I'm going to do that right now. Wait, that's the wrong magic. I'm going to do it like this. Well, that didn't go as planned. I'm a whole day ahead, and it took me longer than an hour. I did not even get it finished, but I got quite a bit of it done. And the reason I didn't get it finished is because I'm tired. It's why I haven't been doing it that much in the first place. I'm just have used all my energy up. I also didn't take into account all of the cardboard boxes I had to collapse to even get into my pantry room in order to put things away. That's how it went, and that's just life sometimes. I know I'm working hard. I am keeping my kitchen safe, even if it's not like as clean as I want. But here's a little bit cleaner here. And yes, I did just kind of clean it up a little bit just to show you. But I washed a lot of dishes that had been hand wash only that I had to get done. I've gotten those things cleaned out. Still not perfect, still not the way I would have it, but it's starting to get there. When I first started this project, I got really tired really fast because my body wasn't used to doing all that heavy kind of work, and kind of felt like I was sick for like 2 weeks. But I was just building up to all the things I had to do, and that's about when my kitchen really fell apart. It's coming back together again. I'm coming in mostly with energy, but when it's 97 degrees outside, that can be a little tiring too. But it's fine. I get used to the weather. I start in the morning, I come in, I take lots of breaks, I drink lots of water, I put on lots of sunscreen, and it's getting done. I don't know if this is like the ADD me, just like, oh, I'm doing something else. It got started with the chickens. I had to help them. But then I realized I wanted to reclaim my backyard, and it's a lot easier to do it in the warmer months than in the colder months. And I just went out there, and I still have things in my pantry room to fix. I'm excited. It's all going to come together when I fix that up, because I will be able to be doing a little bit of growing in the house as well as out of the house, and making my yard a place that serves me, which is my whole goal here. If you want to see how that continues to happen, like and subscribe. I am recording what I'm doing with my phone or with another camera, kind of step by step. Sometimes I just start working and don't get everything recorded, but a lot of it is getting recorded. And if you want to see that transformation of my backyard, make sure you stay tuned, because it's going to come up very soon.